This is not something you come across every day in the woods. Look at that. What is going on, everybody? Matt with Outdoor Believin'. We are back, but today we are in the woods. That's right. It is spring here in Michigan, and I love being in the woods. There's nothing better than springtime in the woods. Nature's coming alive. Everything's starting to green up. The birds are chirping. It's just gorgeous out. But this time of the year, I like to go foraging. That's right, mushrooms. First off, do your research before you go out mushrooming, because mushrooms have a lot of side effects and they can be very dangerous for you if you don't know what you're looking for and which ones are out there, because there is a lot of lookalikes. So that's just your warning. I am in the woods. I'm looking for number one, Morel mushrooms. Hopefully we find some. They're delicious and I cannot get enough of them. Number two is golden oysters. Absolutely love golden oysters. They are very close to morels in my mind. Totally different type of mushroom, but they are delicious. Number three, pheasant back. I know I can find some out here probably, so let's get to going. I'm gonna show you what we find. We're gonna look around and maybe we can come away with a nice haul of mushrooms, so stay tuned. All right, guys, and just like that, we're walking down a trail and I have found my first mushroom of the day. It is a pheasant back. I love these mushrooms. They smell like cucumber almost, and they taste really good when pan fried in butter. So let's go get this one and put it in the bag. To the untrained eye, you guys probably can't even see it, but if you look right there under that log, that is right. There it is in all its glory. Those are some nice young pheasant back, also known as dryad saddle. All right, and that is what we're looking for. Some nice pheasant back. It's nice and young. These get giant, but once they get really big, they're a little woody. But when they're nice and small like this, they're tender, they're delicious to pan fry. They smell kind of like watermelon rind or cucumber. This is a very good mushroom. I love to pan sear this, or even dry it out and make it into a powder and add it to my food. So great find. Can't wait to get a little bit more. Also known as dryad saddle, pheasant back, same thing. So we're gonna throw this in the bag and we're gonna get on to the next one. Now, a big thing to look for while you're out foraging is decaying trees. Breaking down are what mushrooms love to inhabit. Mushrooms can be parasitic. They can kill trees, but that's what happens. That's nature, and that's what they're going to be growing on and spreading their spores from, for the most part. Not all mushrooms grow from trees, but a good amount of them do. So certain trees you want to look out for morels is like tulip poplars, elm trees, dying elm trees. Those are key if you can find those. I know apple trees have them sometimes. A lot of the aspen family has them. And then like the dryad saddle that I just found, that was actually growing, I believe that was on a dead elm stump. So look around those. If you find dryad saddle, look around. Maybe you'll find some morels as well. I didn't on that one, and you just never know. Morels don't always pop up in the same spot every year. But hey, we got some. We're gonna keep looking. And man, I'm already pumped. All right, extremely excited. Found some more pheasant back or dryad saddle. Almost missed it. Got up on this log and almost walked right by it. Take a look. Now I'm up on this log. Check this out, guys. You can see them from here. 1, 2, 3. Get down without breaking my leg. Look at these. That's why they're called pheasant back. They kind of resemble pheasant wings. Just for size comparison. That's my hand, and I got a pretty big hand. But that's not even as big as they get. That's actually still decently small. I've seen them as big as dinner plates. Big dinner plates. So we're gonna get these, and now looking at it, look at that. That is a beautiful dryad saddle or pheasant back. Kind of looks like a sponge on the back. Like I said, smells like watermelon rind. That's gonna be a great size to eat. This one is still really good. It's tender still. Like I said, I've seen them like that big, and that's when they're really woody. But if you get down to it, you can always cut the ends off if you think they're too big, because this side will still, or the edges will still be tender. Looking under here, there's actually another one here. Yeah, nice young one. Perfect. Perfect for a dinner. Now if you look, these ones are probably still, I mean, they're young. That one's a little turning. It's been eaten on a little bit. This one's still going to grow into a nice one. I'll let that one get bigger and maybe come back. This one looks like it's been eaten on. So I always like to leave a couple in the woods for other people, or just to spore out so you can, you know, get more mushrooms every year, year after year, if you can. So just a little tip of the day. Try not to take everything if you can, but mushrooms are delicious. Hopefully you like them. I'm gonna go find some more. And also I ran into a couple guys. They had some golden oysters, so I know some are out. I got a spot. They were coming from that way, so hopefully they didn't get them all, but we will see. So let's get going. All right, now hopefully I can get out of here without breaking a leg. Take this stump down tree all the way back. All right. And got it. Sometimes you gotta dig into the brush to find the mushrooms to get at it. Man, this is just fun. So this is what mushrooming really is. I mean, you're just walking down deer trails, through the woods, anything you can, looking for certain trees, looking for mushrooms, and it's just fun to be out here. So if you see trash, pick it up, clean the woods up. This is not something you come across every day in the woods. Look at that. That is an old car. Old car. Might even be an old truck, I'm not really sure. That's crazy. You ever wonder when you come across something in the woods that you're like, how did that get back here? How long has that been here? These woods probably weren't even this big back then. But they got a car back here and there's no roads. So absolutely crazy. Pretty cool to see though. That is a giant burl. I think that's a cherry tree, but that old fence has grown into it. Wow, that's crazy. Going down this trail, and look what I found. More dryad saddle. Look at all that. Ton of it right there. Bunch on that side. A lot of that's young and fresh too. Big thing to watch out for here is poison ivy. Goes up trees a lot of times, or it's around it. So if you're allergic to poison ivy, be careful when you're mushrooming. I know I react a lot of times, but usually I'm pretty careful and watch out for it. Beautiful little dryad saddle. There's a really nice one. Man, these are just perfect size. Look at that. We're gonna leave that big one. There's a bunch of little buttons starting. So I'll definitely be back to this tree. I need some more, but that's about all I need today. Whew, it's a workout, but that's about all I need today of the dryad. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna look for some more golden oysters and some morels. And it's the next day. Unfortunately, we didn't find any morels or any golden oysters, but that's okay. We found a good amount of pheasant back, dryad saddle, whatever you want to call it. I absolutely love this mushroom. One, because it looks really cool. If you look at it, I mean, look at that up close. It almost looks like feathers. I think that's how it gets its name, is pheasant back. It looks like pheasant wings almost, or pheasant feathers. I'm gonna do something with this mushroom that I don't do with my morels or my golden oysters. Those ones are good for pan searing. You can dry them out. They rehydrate pretty well. This mushroom, it's a really good mushroom for you. It's one of the ones, like I said, that I love harvesting because it's good for anti-inflammatory. It's good to boost your immune system. That's a big one, especially nowadays. It's high in vitamins B, C, D, and antioxidants. And all I did was, I got home last night, I gave it a quick rinse in some room temp to colder water, and I put it in the cool, dry place overnight so I could work with it today. So we're gonna get to working on this. We're gonna end up slicing this into small pieces. I'm gonna save some of it for pan searing because I'm gonna make some steaks later. And this goes great if you just saute it in a little butter, garlic, salt, a little bit of herbs. It's fantastic to eat right away. It almost has the smell of a watermelon rind or a cucumber, but when you cook it, it doesn't taste like that. It tastes like a mushroom. It tastes really good. It's kind of got its own little thing to it, and it holds up to steak. It'll keep its flavor and texture, and it just pairs with it really nicely. So we're gonna start slicing these, and then we are gonna dehydrate these first, but it's the end step that you guys are gonna be a little shocked by, I think, and I love doing this with these mushrooms. So let's get to work. All right, so cutting these, like I said, I mean, look at the color on that, the patterns on it. It's a beautiful mushroom. I did rinse these off. This is not dirty. This is just how they grow. If that grosses you out or anything, you can just, you can trim that away, and that's no big deal. But, so we're gonna take our mushroom, and I am just going to slice these into pieces that are gonna dehydrate really easy. Look at that. It's just nice white meat on the mushroom, and they're delicious. And if you look at the underside of these, here, let me find this one. It's almost like a spongy texture. That's one of the defining characteristics of it, but it's nice. And the bigger ones, they do get a little woody, meaning they get a little hard, but these ones are perfect. when you get mushrooms, sometimes there's bugs with them. It's just, it is what it is. That's why I rinse them off. But what you can do is, if you trim the end off, and you look right here, there's no holes, no dark marks. There's nothing there. That means bugs haven't gotten into the center part of the stem of this. So more than likely you're good. And if you want to trim anything else off at this point, you can. I mean, look how much you get just from one mushroom. That's almost a whole meal in itself. This size, that's pretty much perfect for me. That's the size I really like to find. It's like peak tenderness. So fresh. And look at that. A giant bowl of mushrooms ready to go in the dehydrator. We're going to pull a couple of these out for dinner tonight. This, I mean, they're not going to last a ton of time in the fridge, but you could get a couple of days out of these if you wanted to eat them fresh. But I know where a couple more are if I want to go get more. I'm going to take a couple out now for some steaks later tonight, but we're going to dehydrate these right now and do something really cool with them in a little bit. So stay tuned and let's get to dehydrating these. All right, it's going for about 5 hours right now. We're gonna come and check it at 2.5 and then probably another 2.5 after that. I'm not sure exactly how long it's gonna take. It differs for every mushroom, depends on the water content, and it depends on how thick you cut it. So we're gonna see. I'm excited. These are gonna shrink down a ton. You're gonna be surprised at how much less we have when these are all done. So other than that, I can't wait to show you what I do with these after they're dehydrated. It's a great way to utilize mushrooms and just have them for the whole season. So stay tuned, don't miss out, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. And here we go. It's been just over 5 hours. There it is. It went from that giant pile of mushrooms all the way down to this little pile of perfectly dried mushrooms. So this is exactly what you're looking for. There's no more water left in these. They just break apart and they're perfect. All of them, you just check them, make sure that they're all super dry and there's no water left in them. So here's what you've all been waiting for. What am I doing with these mushrooms? Now that they're dried out, we're gonna do a grind. We're gonna grind these down into a fine powder and we're gonna put them into a mason jar. And this is gonna go in soups, stews, anything you want. You can flavor anything with it. And it's just gonna be a perfect, easy way to incorporate mushrooms into every meal that you have. And the kids won't even know they're eating them because they're gonna be in soups. It's a great way to do it. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna take them all. We're gonna break them up pretty much so they can all fit in here. And this is going to grind up into a perfect powder. So now that we have all of the mushrooms in here, we can put the top on. And we are going to blend it up. Little mushroom smoke in here. And that is absolutely perfect. Look at that. Mushroom powder. And all we're gonna do is take this, put it right into this jar. And there it is. Dryad saddle, pheasant back, whatever you want to call it. That big pile of mushrooms all dried out and ground up into this amazing mushroom powder that we're going to enjoy in all of our meals coming up. I throw this in roasts, stews, gravy, soups, a ton of things. It's so versatile and it's so good for you. Hopefully you guys learned something from it. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you like this kind of video. It's something a little different. I've been fishing a lot lately, but it was great to get back in the woods and go mushroom hunting. I mean, we didn't find any morels yet or golden oysters. but that's still on my radar, and it's still early in the season for foraging for that. So hopefully we can get back out and get some. I know this is going to last me a month or so, but I'm going to probably go and get some more because I'm going to want some more fresh mushrooms in the house. I really appreciate you guys watching till the end. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And if you guys have any other ideas for me, throw it in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate you guys. So thanks again, and until next time, you guys have a good one.